In today's video, I'm going to show you an easy and simple way that you can create a nav bar from scratch on your website and have it be responsive regardless of the device that is being used to navigate your site. Also, don't forget to subscribe because I release videos like this each week, so if you don't want to miss out, then do make sure to smash the heck out of that subscribe button for me. Now, one thing web developers often wonder is how you can create responsiveness on your website. How can you do this using custom styling? Well, in this video, we're going to be creating a responsive nav bar using the React framework, and we're going to use custom styling with SASS, which is an awesome preprocessor that makes writing CSS 1,000 times better. So if you haven't used it before, don't worry, it's not very scary. There isn't too much added in terms of how you write your styling, although what it gives you is an awesome way to have structure and organization while writing styling from scratch so you can keep things neat and organized and never be lost when you're writing custom styling for your application. Now here on screen you can see the nav bar that we're going to be building, and the purpose of a nav bar is to navigate between different pages on your site, so we'll be looking at navigation in React as well. So if you're not familiar with that, then you'll learn how to do that, and if you are, then you'll learn how to create an awesome nav bar on your site. So either way you win. So here we can see a little bit of how it works. So I can click here, I navigate, and you can see that there's a little bit of highlighting depending on what page you're on. So we're going to see how we can accomplish that. And then just to see what this would look like on a tablet or a phone, I'm going to open up the Chrome Developer Tools, click on this button here, and then we can see what this looks like on a phone. So I have this hamburger button, I can click it, and then it opens up this side nav bar now, and then I can go ahead, click something like, say, Gallery. It'll close it, I'll be on the Gallery page. I can open it again. Also, you can close it by clicking this grayed out area here. So that's another way to close this side nav bar. And then this way you can navigate through the site. And then I can also just click on this icon, it'll bring me back to the home page. And then we can also see what this would look like on different devices. So let's say on an iPhone 6, and then I can see what it would look like on, let's say, an iPad. So we can see the iPad here in portrait mode, we can see it in landscape mode. So whatever the device is, the site will look good and it will work appropriately. Then once you're done with this quick tutorial, you'll have a nice nav bar that you can reuse in your projects and have a nice way of organizing both navigation in your apps and custom styling in your apps as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and see how we can accomplish this. All right, now let's go and see how we can accomplish this sort of thing. So in terms of the environment setup, it's quite straightforward. You just need Node on your system and you need a text editor in order to write your code. And then to get Node on your system, there's different approaches you can take. You can either just search for Node, go to the Node website, and then download the appropriate version. I'd recommend the LTS version. Another way you can do it is you can have multiple Node versions on your system, and then you're going to want to manage those. So what you can do is you can search for NVM, which stands for Node Version Manager. And then if you're on Mac or Linux, then you can click on this link here. If you're on Windows, there's an NVM-Windows that you can also use. So I'm just going to open up both of these. And then from there, so this is for the Mac and Linux. So what you're going to do is you're going to see a command here to install it. So you can either use this one or this one. And then from there, it's going to go put this snippet in the appropriate location. And then from there, you can use NVM to run different commands. So you can view the different Node versions you have. You can install versions. Except one thing to note is that if you already have Node on your system and you want to use something like this, you're going to have to first remove that version of Node and then use the Node Version Manager to install Node. So then you can have different versions, you can switch to different versions, you can set default versions, and stuff like that. And then Windows, this is what you'd want to use instead for that. And then from there, you have all the different commands as well, and then how you can install it. Here you have the install links, and then you just click on those and go through the setup wizard. And then in terms of a text editor, you're going to want VS Code. You can use something else, but VS Code, in my opinion, is the best text editor you could use. So I'd highly recommend using that. So you just click on the link and download for your system. All right, so with that out of the way, I can close these things up and let's go into coding. So here I have VS Code open and open up a folder which I called responsive nav bar, and this is where I'm gonna create this project. So I have a terminal open right now, and what I'm gonna do is actually before I do this, let me just show the Node version I'm running. So you can do that by doing node -- version. So in my case, I'm using 14.17.3. And again, you can, if you have NVM on your system, you can do things like NVM ls to see the different Node versions. So I have 14 and I have 16. If I wanted to use version 16, I could just do NVM use 16 and it would switch to that version. And then if I want to use 14, I can use this one, but my default is 14. And then if you want to set a different default, you can do NVM alias default and then do something like 16 or 14. But I like using 14 because it is the LTS version, so it's a little more stable. So anyway, with that out of the way, what you're going to want to do is npx create-react-app and then the name of your app. So in my case, I'm going to call it navbar_app. Click enter, and that's going to create my React project. So I'll give that a moment to finish. All right, so that command finished running, and now I have a React project right here. And then also there's some vulnerabilities because of some of the packages right now with React, although that should probably get resolved in time. It's just that React relies on a lot of packages and they need to be up to date. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue with the implementation here. So first thing I want to do is edit things inside of here. So inside of this source, I'm just going to remove a lot of these files. So I'm going to remove this app.css, also the app.js because I want to recreate that. This app.test, the index.css, and the only thing I'm going to keep is this index.js. So all this other stuff I'm just going to delete and then recreate it. Well, I guess not recreate all the things, but the things that I actually need. All right, so first thing I want to do is create my app.js. And then inside of here, I'm going to import React from React. Also, let me zoom in a bit so you can see what I'm writing. I'll close up this terminal and maybe zoom in a little more. There we go. And then I'm going to create my app component. So const app. So it's going to be an arrow function that returns JSX. And then I'm going to export default app here. And then within here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my routing. So for now, I'm just going to have an empty div. And then I'm going to install some packages I need. So inside of here, first thing I want to do right now, I'm inside of my root directory. But what I want to do is I want to navigate inside of this Navbar app. So I'm going to do cd Navbar app. And once I'm inside of here, I can install some packages using npm or npm. So I can do npm install save. And then some packages I want is React Router DOM. And then another one I want is Node SASS. So I'm going to click enter and then let that install. And then while that's installing, I'm just going to close this up. And then I'm going to import browser router. And this is coming from React Router DOM. And then I don't like the name browser router, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this to router so I can do that with the as command. And then another thing I want is the route component so I can make my different routes. Now with this, I'm going to wrap everything in the router so that way I can have routing inside of my app. And then I'm going to have my different routes in here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make some folders. So I'm going to have one called containers. This is where I'm going to have the different pages that are on this Navbar app. And then I'm going to have one that's HOCS, which is higher order components. Here I'm going to have a layout.js. This is just something that's going to wrap all of my different pages. And then inside of this layout, I'm going to import React. I'm also going to import fragment. This is all going to come from React. And then I'm going to do const layout. I'm going to destructure the children props and return some JSX, and then I'm going to do a export default layout. And then inside of here, I'm going to have a fragment that's going to wrap everything. And then I'm going to have my navigation, and then I'm also going to have my children prop, which is going to be one of the routes, or I guess one of the pages for one of the routes. So here I'm going to bring in the children. So this is what I'm going to have for now, and I'm going to edit this a little later. And then I'm going to bring in that layout component. So this is coming from higher order components and then /layout. And then what I can do from here is I can have my layout, which is going to wrap everything. And then between the layout, I can have my different routes. So I can have a route here. This is going to be a path, which is going to be for my home route. And then I can have this component prop. And then between here, I can pass the component that I want to load up this route. So inside of my containers, I'm going to create a few different pages. So I'm going to have one that's home.js. This is going to be for my home page. And then I'm going to import React from React, just add some boilerplate. And then these pages, I'm just going to keep very simple. The main focus of this application is just on a responsive nav bar. So inside of here, I'm going to do const home. I'm just going to return some JSX, and then I'm going to return a div with an h1, and it's just going to say homepage. And then I'm going to do export default home. And this is all my home page is going to be. And then I'm going to have a couple more pages, so I'm just going to copy this so I can make creating the other pages a little easier. So I'm going to have one that's going to be about.js. Let's make sure we spell this correctly. And then I'm going to have one that's going to be contact.js. I'm going to have one that's going to be gallery.js. And then I'm going to have one more page, which is going to be services.js, just so we have a few dummy pages that we can use to test out the navigation. Then in the about.js, I'm going to paste this. I'm going to select this home part, do Command D twice to select all three, and then I'm going to put about here. There we go. The about page is set up. Then in the contact page, same thing. I'm going to paste this, select the home part, Command D twice, and then change this to be contact. And then same thing in the gallery, paste, select this, Command D twice, change this to be gallery. And then finally in the services, same thing. I'm going to select this home part and then change this to be services. So just like that, we have now 5 pages set up that we can navigate to. So now let's set up the routes for these pages. So first I want to import all these pages. So I'm going to import my home, which is going to come from containers/home. And then because I'm going to have 5 pages, I'm going to copy this line down 4 more times. So I'm going to do Shift Option Down key. I'm going to click that 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to select this home part, do a Command D. I'm going to change this to be about. I'm going to select this part, Command D, change it to be contact. I'm going to select this part, Command D, change it to be gallery. And then I'm going to select this part, Command D, and change it to be services. So just like that, I can easily import all of these different pages inside of my app.js. And then inside of this component, between these curly braces, I can now pass in this home component, which is going to get loaded up with this path right here. And then with this right here, I'm going to copy it down 4 more times because we're going to have 4 additional routes. So I'm going to do Shift Option Down key 4 times. And then this one's going to be /about, which is going to load up my about component. This one's going to be /contact, which is going to load up my contact component. Then I'm going to have one that's going to be for the gallery, so /gallery. It's going to load up my gallery component. And then this one here is going to be /services, which is going to load up the services component. All right, so now we have all of the routes set up. So the next thing I'm going to work on is now setting up our nav bar. So inside of the source, I'm going to create a new folder, which I'm going to call components. And then here I can put different components. So I'm going to have a navbar.js. This is going to be the nav bar at the top. I'm also going to have a sidebar. I'm going to call this sidebar.js. This is going to be a sidebar, which is going to be active on a smaller screen. So that way, instead of having the buttons on the nav bar, once you have something like a mobile device or a tablet in portrait mode, then you're going to have a little hamburger button that you click, and that's going to open up this sidebar. So the sidebar component is going to manage that. And then on top of that, I'm going to have another component, which I'm going to call navigation. And then this right here is going to manage these 2 different navigational elements. So it's going to manage my nav bar and my sidebar. So first I'm going to put this together. So I'm going to import React from React. And then I'm also going to have some additional stuff. I'm going to bring in my fragment, and I'm also going to need state inside of here. And the state is mainly going to be for managing that sidebar, whether we should show it or hide it. And then I'm going to do const navigation. And then because I will have state, I'm going to use my curly braces here so I can have logic. I'm going to do a default export for my navigation. And then between here, I'm going to have my return. And then this is why I brought in that fragment. So I can have fragment. And then I can, inside of here, have my nav bar. And below that, I can have my sidebar. So this right here is going to manage these 2 things. So now that I have my navigation, I can open up that layout.js. I can import that navigation component. And then that's coming from components navigation. And then right above this div, I'm going to have that navigation. All right, so I'm going to close this up. And now inside of here, I need to make sure I import these 2 components. So I'm going to import my nav bar. And this is in the same folder as this navigation, so I can just bring it in like so. And then I'm also going to bring in that sidebar. So there we go. Both of these components are now inside of here. Now let's create some state to manage the opening and closing of the sidebar. So So right here, I'm going to have const show sidebar, and then set show sidebar. And then I'm going to have use state, and by default, I'm going to have this as false. And then I'm going to have two functions inside of here. I'm going to have a const close sidebar. And then this is just going to do set show sidebar, and it's going to set it to be false. So this close sidebar, this is something that I want to pass to my sidebar component, because we're going to, when we open up that sidebar, we're going to have that sort of gray background. And once we click on that, we want to close the sidebar. So we're going to use this right here to help us do that. So I'm going to go ahead and make a prop called close sidebar. Then I'm going to pass this function inside of here to that prop. Then I'm going to have an additional function. I'm going to call it toggle sidebar. What this is going to do is set show sidebar to be the negated version of sidebar. So it's just going to go back and forth between false and true here. And this toggle sidebar is something I'm going to go ahead and pass to my nav bar, because we're going to have that hamburger button. Then when you click it, you want to toggle the state of this show sidebar. So I'm going to have a prop that I'm going to call toggle sidebar, and I'm going to pass that function along to this prop. And then another thing I'm going to do is I want to know whether I should even show this thing. So to do that, I'm going to have another prop, which is going to be is open. I'm just going to pass the value of sidebar to this thing. That way, if show sidebar is false, we don't even show this component. And then if it's true, then this component will be present, and we'll actually be able to click on a hamburger button and have it pop up. So there we go. This is our whole navigation now in place. So the next steps are going to be to start putting together this nav bar and putting together this sidebar. Now this video is getting a little long, so I'm going to put a break here. And then in the next video, we're going to continue on with implementing this. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It goes a long way to help a channel like mine grow and get recognized so that others can benefit from the videos I release as well. Also, I have links in the description that you can check out. I have one for an e-commerce course that you can check out if you're interested in learning to develop an application like that. I also have a link for joining my Web Development Kings Facebook group. That way, if you want to personally ask me something, then you can go ahead and do that, and I will happily help you out. It doesn't cost you anything, so if you're scratching your head about something, then you can go right ahead and ask me to help you out. Only questions I probably won't answer are if you want me to help you build some kind of personal project, since I don't quite have the time for that sort of thing. You can also post something in the group itself. That way, other developers in the group can help you out with something as well. The group is all about growing your expertise as a developer, so if you're interested in that, then go ahead and click that link in the description and join the family. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on those notification bells. That way you don't miss out when I release a new video, and I'll see you in the next one.